Hi everyone, I'm Julianne. I'm the dietitian at ShopRite in Lodi, and today I'm going to show you how to make a cool recipe for pancakes. So usually when we make pancakes, we usually cook them on the stovetop, right, in a pan. But today's recipe, I'm going to show you how to do them in the oven. So we're going to do sheet pan baked pancakes. So I'll first go through all of the ingredients that we'll need for this recipe, and then we'll get started and get into the recipe. So first I have 2 cups of pancake mix. So I'm using the Kodiak Cakes brand, but you can use any brand that you have. So I have 2 cups of pancake mix. I have 2 eggs. I have 1 cup of water. I have 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. We'll be using a tablespoon of sugar and 1 ripe banana. My bananas are kind of small, so I might use a little bit from a second banana in my pancakes. Something else you'll need for this recipe is either nonstick cooking spray, or I have just regular canola oil, and that's going to be to grease the bottom of our pan for our pancakes. So those are our ingredients. So now I'm going to go through some of the kitchen items that you're going to need for this recipe. So we have our big mixing bowl to put all of our ingredients and mix in. I have a nice big spatula to help us mix and scoop out the batter. I have a strong fork, or if you have a potato masher, we're going to use this to mash our mash our bananas, and also for stirring and getting all the ingredients combined together. I have my measuring cup that already has my water in it, and I have a set of measuring spoons. And last, I have my baking tray. So this one is a 13 by 9 baking tray, and it has the sides to it. So you want to make sure that you have walls to your baking sheet or baking tray, so this way the pancake batter doesn't spill out in the oven. So again, mine is 13 by 9, and you can go a little bit bigger. If you do go smaller, you're gonna have very thick pancakes. So I would say try to stick with 13 by 9, or if you have a little bit bigger, go with that. Okay, so let's get started. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna prep my baking sheet or my baking pan, and this is where if you have your cooking spray, you would use that. But like I said, I have just regular canola oil, so I'm gonna use that. I'm just gonna pour a little bit into the bottom of my pan. And here, if you have a napkin, you can use that, or a paper towel. I'm just gonna use my hands and spread that oil all over the bottom and those edges of the pan. So this is so that our pancakes don't stick after they come out of the oven. If you've ever made like brownies or a cake before, this is usually the same thing that we do for that. Okay. Just gonna wipe my hands now quick so I don't have the oil all over them. And now I'm gonna start assembling our ingredients into our bowl. Okay, so first I'm gonna take my banana, I'm gonna open it up and put it in our bowl. And again, you might have a bigger banana, so that you would only need 1. But I'm gonna use a little bit from a second one because I have pretty small bananas here. Actually, I'm gonna use the whole thing. Okay. So next I'm gonna take my fork, or if you have your potato masher, and I'm just gonna mash my bananas into nice and pureed bananas. These are gonna be great. It's gonna add a little bit of sweetness to our pancakes, and it's gonna add some moisture, which is nice. It's always nice to add fruit into our pancakes or into our breakfast. Fruit has so many vitamins and minerals and really helps keep us healthy. Okay, so my bananas are just about mashed, I'm gonna mash it so it almost looks like baby food. If you still have some chunks, that's not a problem either. You'll just, instead of having very soft bananas kind of mushed throughout the batter, you'll have little pieces, which is absolutely fine too. Okay, so I will show you what mine looks like. So like I said, it kind of looks like baby food. So our bananas are ready. Next I will take my 2 eggs. And I have brown eggs, you might have white eggs. They're both the same and there's no difference. So if you have brown eggs or white eggs, either one are fine. So I will crack these carefully into my bowl. Sometimes people will crack their eggs into a different bowl first, just in case they get any shells into the bowl. This way it's easier to kind of scoop them out. But I'm gonna do it right into our big bowl. Hopefully there's no shells. Nope, we're good. Okay, I'm gonna wipe my hands again. Okay, our next ingredient is our 1 cup of water. So I already measured that out, and that's gonna go into our bowl. Okay, next ingredient, vanilla extract. This will be 1 teaspoon. So the teaspoon is the smaller spoon. So 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. And next, we have a little bit of sugar just to add some sweetness to our pancakes. And that's gonna be 1 tablespoon. So tablespoon is the big spoon. So 1 tablespoon of sugar. Okay, so now I'm gonna grab my fork again and I'm gonna mix all of these ingredients together before I add our pancake mix in there. So these are all our wet ingredients. So I wanna mix all of them. I wanna make sure our eggs are nice and mixed up. And then we're gonna add our pancake mix last. Okay, that looks good. So now, last but not least, my pancake mix is gonna go into my bowl. So again, this is 2 cups of any pancake mix that you have at home. So this is 1 cup. And my 2nd cup. So now I'm gonna grab that fork back again and I'm gonna mix that pancake mix into the rest of our ingredients so that our bananas, our eggs, our water, our vanilla, and our pancake mix, everything is gonna get mixed together. So I'm making sure that I scrape all the sides of the bowl too, so that this way none of the ingredients stay stuck there. We wanna make sure that they're all mixed nicely together. So your batter might look a little bit lumpy still, and that's fine. Sometimes we don't want to get all of those lumps out because remember, some of them might be our bananas, and that's okay. But we just want to make sure we don't have big chunks of our pancake mix that are just, you know, not mixed with all the other ingredients. Okay, that looks good. So I'll clean off my fork, and I'm going to switch to my spatula, because that's going to be easier to scrape all of my batter into my bowl. First, I'll show you what mine looks like a little bit closer. So it looks like regular pancake mix, and I'm sure you can use this, you know, like we said, you usually make pancakes on the stove in a pan, and you could use this same batter in the same recipe to make it that way also. Okay, so I have my baking sheet. I'm going to pour all of my batter into here. It's almost like we're making brownies, right? Okay. Let's scrape it all in. move some of this so we can see. And now I'm just gonna scrape all or move all of the batter so it's touching all of the edges of the pan so that, you know, we don't have all of the batter sitting in one spot. We wanna even it out. Okay, so now that I have the batter is touching all of the corners and all of the edges, my last thing is I'm gonna add my toppings. So you can have so many different toppings for these pancakes. I have two different kinds of fruit, so I have strawberries and blueberries. You can use whatever other fruit that you have. If you have more bananas, you can slice those up and spread those on the top. You can use chocolate chips, you can use even sprinkles. There's so many different things that we can use. But today I'm gonna use my fruit and I'm just gonna spread that all over the top. And if you have somebody in your family that maybe wants a different topping than you do, you can make half of it, say, fruit, and the other half could be maybe chocolate chips, so that this way everybody kind of gets what topping that they like. Okay, I'm gonna spread this out. And my fruit is actually, it was frozen fruit, which is just as good. If you have fresh fruit, that works too. Sometimes your fruit might come in the can, and that's fine too. So like I said, my fruit today was frozen, but any kind of fruit, however you have it, would be great. Okay, so I'm gonna show you what mine looks like. So you can see that we have all of our fruit kind of spread out. So the last step that we're gonna do, you know, everybody can do on their own, is that you put this in the oven at 350 degrees for between 18 and 20 minutes. So if you have a bigger pan, it might be, or a smaller pan, it might be less time or more time. So definitely check on your pancakes, you know, earlier than that 18 minutes, maybe after 15 minutes, just to make sure that nothing is burning and see if it's cooked after that amount of time. All right, so 350 degrees for about 18 to 20 minutes. And that's our recipe for today. So I hope that you guys enjoy it and, you know, you make this at home. It could be for breakfast, you could have this for dinner, you could make it at night and then it'll be ready for breakfast in the morning. So it's really a great recipe and a cool way, a cool different way to make pancakes, right? All right, like I said, guys, I'm Julianne and I'm the dietitian at ShopRite in Lodi, and join us again next time when we do another cool recipe. See you later.